Disturbance in Zhang's apartment was reported to the Kikokugai Society long before the police heard about it. Everyone who lives nearby knows the unwritten law of its lawless town. Yet, although only 5 minutes have passed since Zhang brain death, his apartment is already empty. Okay, what kind of rule is that? Aside from the severed right arm, no damage is visible on Zhang's body. An inexpressible end for the renewed cyber warrior. I did not expect the lightning EMP. It will be some time before a fruitful examination revealed the cause of death. Every one of the men knows about Zhang praised Janoid. If they can access her visual memory, they might be able to learn the identity of the killer. However, that hope is crushed as soon as they recovered the Janoid remains. I expect that he cut off her head and took the head, because they want visual data. Without head, you don't have visual data. The problem is not the damage to your memory, but that the head that contains it is nowhere to be found. Okay, so he actually takes the heads and probably destroying it somewhere else, right? Like, he cannot do it like here because they will be able to probably recover data anyway, so he takes it somewhere like maybe outskirts of the city and then destroys it there. Oh. Just typical me, ending just before the ending. This is how usually my Let's Plays looks like, I guess. Like, I end episodes just where, like, episode ends, I guess. Anyway. One certain that he has eluded pursuit. Taolu stopped the rest in the back alley. Oh? The instant that he relaxed, burning pain explodes in his chest. Oh, the drawback, huh? Any Qigong technique that forces the body to deviate from its normal functions will necessarily inflict severe damage on its wielder. Oh. So it's not like he can constantly fight in this state. It's like he's like last resort, basically. Like ultimate technique that can be used once. Electromagnetic discharge is the worst of them all. Its use guarantees internal injury. The lightning palm is kept in reserve for this very reason, and yet the danger is acceptable when weighted against the risks of fighting a cyborg unaugmented. Tonight was especially hard on him. After shorting out Zhang's security with the Thunderburst technique, he used the lightning palm with no time in between to restore the proper flow of energy through his meridians. And now he's paying the price for it. Okay, so he tried to be too fast, basically, right? Shouting out security with Thunderburst technique. Okay, so it was him. They didn't like said it in the previous episode, so it was not the girl that shut down the thing. It was actually him. So he can like actually put like some general EMP around, and then he switched instantly into like lightning palm with like not much time between them. Okay. After letting down the child doll whom he carried all through his Kikokugai powered run, Taolu immediately sits down with his back to the alley wall. Taolu calms himself and brings his chi under control, restoring his internal harmony. At length, the pain of his internal injuries recedes like the sea at a low tide. But it's not healing though, probably, right? It's still injured, you just like make the pain go away, I would say. Although the damage will not fully heal without prolonged rest, breathing control alone will hold him for now. Yeah, exactly. After watching Taolu in silence for some time, the doll presents to him the item that she has been holding in her hands. It is the severed head, of the Zhang Gynoid, within which resides the biometric chip that contains transferred soul data. Okay, so he's maybe not wanting to just taking out the visual data. I have a feeling like he really tries to bring her back with all of the souls then. If they mention the soul data now. Let's see what he will do. Tao Luo calls the doll to his side and retrieves the PDA that he puts in her pocket before calling on Zhang. Okay. The Thunder Boost destroys all electronic devices in the vicinity of the user, including whatever he might have on him at the time. Knowing ahead of time, he would use electromagnetic discharge. Tao Luo made sure to take the necessary precautions. Yeah, so he just told her to take this and hide somewhere. Turn around. Wait, what? Don't want her to see something? Oh, what? The doll obeys, though her movements are as mechanical as ever. Are these like cables? He touched something? Like... Into the multi-slot hidden behind her ear, Tao Luo inserts one end of the PDA data transfer cable. Oh, I think I know what's happening. She's so like... That's why she's like so lifeless as a gynoid and stuff. It's not just because she's a gynoid. She probably have a room for the soul. So what he tries to do is probably take the 20% of the soul and put it inside of her, so she will become essentially his sister. Oh shit. Is that possible? Oh god, this is actually happening. He's actually taking out gynoids, like fragments of his sister, and putting it like together into one. Okay. So it is possible. Unless he's the first to try and he don't know how it will went. But that means that after this first one, this girl will have feelings, right? She will start showing emotions. She should start showing emotions, if I'm correct. Because this one showed emotions as well. The other end goes to the slot of Zhang Gynoid. As soon as it's connected, the disembodied head begins to blink rapidly as its organic memory comes live. Okay, this CG is actually pretty freaking cool. I like this one. So he's connecting head to the head and to the PD transfer, so... But why would he need that then? If he needs this to... Okay, this is just some like... mechanical stuff, okay. Let's see. The child doll recognized the external drive at the same time, the muscles on her face twitching slightly in response. Tao Luo has followed the profane scalpel instructions to the latter. Now at last, he will know the truth of the Mad Doctor words. Okay, so that's what he said, that he not believes what the Mad Doctor said. So basically no one ever attempted this before, to transfer the soul to another gynoid and to combine them together. No one ever attempted this, it seems. I wonder after which one, because we have like 5 to deal with, after which one she will start recognizing him as the brother. I wonder when this will start. And there's also a possibility that before she will recognize him as the brother, he will just recognize him as just someone. Because like brother memory might be later. With trembling fingers, Taolu will execute the transfer routine. A graph indicates the status of the transfer appears on the PDA screen. Oh! The unusual dialogue or error. No unusual dialogue or error message appears. There's nothing to mark this as different from any other data transfer. Save only. Oh? She's making actually noises, so it's working, it's getting transferred. A sound escapes from the child doll, her four unopened lips, as without warning. Her expressionless masks fall away and her eyes go alarmingly wide. On the screen of the PDA, the graph that should be showing readouts for the perfectly normal transfer suddenly begins to dance crazily. Something passing through the cable between Zhang giant head and Taolu's doll. Something that cannot be measured in mere beats alone. Oh god damn it, that sounds terrifying, that sounds like pain. It pained my ears, definitely. Meaningless sounds issue from the doll throat like static from the broken radio. As a response, responding to her call, the mouth and eyes of the disembodied head convulse widely. Taolu carefully reaches out to touch the quivering head and finds the ceramic carbon skull gradually growing hot. His expression hardens as he realizes that he's witnessing something far beyond his understanding. This can only be rave burn. If the police were to find him here, this alone would make him a first-class cyber criminal. What's the rave burn then? Why would that make you first-class cyber criminal? I mean, you're transferring the soul and this is illegal, so yeah. Maybe the rave burn is basically the side effect. This is the pain they talked about after like taking the soul into the other one, the nervous system. And maybe that's why like the head is getting hot. Maybe that's what the burn is. No legal definition of the soul exists. The law therefore considers the phenomenon associated with it, namely disappearance of the transfer log plus the self-destruction of the original medium, to be evidence of the crime in and of itself. A foul smells tickles Taolu nostrils as the doll's resin hair began to burn. The head itself is already too hot to touch, which means that the organic memory inside must have started to melt. As a result of rave burn, the source drive invariably suffers irreparable damage. Yeah, so this is basically, oh my god, so this like burning, like melting and stuff, this is actually happening to original real human that soul is transferred from? Oh boy. Wow. And she got extracted like 100%. What the fuck? Whenever the medium is carbon, silicon or magnetic matters not. For some reason, quantized data from the living brain always destroys whenever it is copied from. Brains decay, hard drives melt, everything meets a final death. By just what principle can a simple data transfer cause physical destruction? No idea, but maybe game will explain. Maybe someone actually get this information. They say they don't know, but maybe someone knows. Where in the world does the thermal energy came from? This unexplainable phenomenon has shaken the foundations of neuroscience, cybernetics, and even physics itself. Yet everything remains shrouded in mystery, for none will attempt to research it. Such was the wish of the eminent scholars who feared exposing the forbidden secrets of the soul. All inquiry into rave burn has been deemed anathema, and even now, scientists are told to accept this as the divine providence. The soul is absolute and inviolate. Duplicating it is prohibited, a law beyond ken of man. Yeah, I guess. So this is basically... So basically the soul transfer that I'm making, like the neurons, so it's impossible to copy. So basically you cannot create a clone. You cannot create a perfect clone with this, because the new one will destroy the previous one. Which is why the subject to the soul copy always suffers brain damage in direct proportions to the amount of information transferred. Oh, this one, yeah. To grant emotions to Zhang Price doll and the 4 others like her, one girl was sacrificed, every last one of her brain cells utterly destroyed in the process. Yeah. This is so fucked up. The PDA continues to flicker like insane light show. Strange noises, still ensuing from the doll's narrow vocal cords, as the head, cuddled in her arms, begins to give off smoke. How much time has passed? Whatever the answer, might have seemed far longer to Tao Luo. Yeah, I wonder like how long this transfer actually takes, you know? It's like not that long if you can do this like on the get-go in the back alley, you know? Because if that process would be like slow, like a day, then yeah, he would like need to like into hiding really for this. And also if you think about this, if this is that fast, then well, the victims suffer less, I guess. Like imagine like if that would be like slow, like 20%, let's say, for like whole day. Like the person just like being strapped down for like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days, and just slowly like getting brain just like melted and like having like 5 days of agony. Holy shit. Okay, I'm glad this is that fast. Oh. The doll suddenly closed her eyes and ceased her ululations. Looking at the PDA, Talu discovers that the screen has returned to normal and displaying transfer complete, as though nothing out of the ordinary has happened. After some hesitation, Taolu disconnects the data cable, leaving the steaming head on the ground where it fell. He rests his hand on the child doll's slender shoulder and gently shakes her. And their eyes meet. The doll matches Taolu stare for stare, her gaze unwavering. Oh! Change in behavior! Then pulls back to get a look at his entire face before looking, with some confusion, at his hands on her shoulders. Holy shit, that worked! Before she had strangely stared blankly through the rain, eyes unfocused, but now there's clear meaning in the movement of her gaze. Taolu is speechless, for he feels in her that which he felt when he first laid eyes upon the young Gynoid. Appearances matter not. If someone is truly important to you, the tiniest part of them is enough. Thus, Taolu is able to recognize the soul of his beloved sister, more precious to him than anything in the world. Her voice and smile are absent. There are no doubt in his mind. Those eyes are hers. Whew. I got chills. This might be one of the stories that are like tragic, but also like happy, because like tragic things happened. He's on the path of the revenge, but also he's on the path to bringing his sister back. I wonder like, and also there's the point of like, if she wants to be back, Like, what will happen if he brings back all the soul parts? Will she tell him, like, why did you bring me back? What is this body? Like, I, like, I still feel pain, maybe? Maybe because, like, you know, your brain is, like, if you have 100% back, then your brain still thinks of your, like, old body, basically, right? And you find yourself in, like, totally, like, trapped, basically, in some entirely different entity. Different body that behaves not like you want it. It may overload you, I guess. So maybe she will not be happy about this. There's so many things that can happen in this. Really? Really? Okay, I don't know how I will like pronounce it without like messing it up. Really? 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 Oh my god. Maybe I will call her Ruli? Is it acceptable? Ruli? She calls her name, overwhelmed by emotion, and at last the tear come. Aww. As Taolu mourns in silence, the doll looks like on the puzzled gaze. Yeah, she can just show emotions for now, but she's still just a doll. She behaves as ordered. Wow, okay. So it is possible to bring her back like that. This is a room forgotten by time. And I think, you know what, I will just end the episode here and I will like actually end the recording, so you will hear me like I think like this little like speech at the end. So yeah, thank you for joining, for being with me for these first episodes of Cyber Slayer. I really enjoy it so far. It's one of these stories that can go really bad at the end, but also like the road to this might be filled with like some hope for the main character as he brings back his sister back, but also that's like the ethics standpoint and like if she actually wants this and like what she will do when she learns what her brother basically did to brought her back. Maybe she never wanted for him to murder basically everyone just to bring her. There's a lot of stuff about the story that might happen, and I'm really curious how it will go, in which direction, and yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think? And I will see you in the next one. So leave up a like if you like the Cyber Slayer, subscribe if you want to like to see more of this. You can also become a member if you would like to see the episodes earlier and join the vote pools that are sometimes happening on the members only community tab. And yeah, thank you everyone for being with me, for supporting me, for your comments, for your likes, and I will see you in the next episode of the Cyber Slayer. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.